Welcome back to our channel, everybody.
Hey guys, it's Gilles.
Dad.
Woo, we've been warned. Oh, I got the wrong beanies on. Oh well. This is Give Me Third track by track. Woo, and so I thought we would do the documentary, and also Brad has requested this. Thank you, Brad. VIP Brad. And there's only like 2 minutes each like song, and they talk about the song briefly, what it's about and whatnot. So it's really interesting to hear the girls' perspective of what the songs are actually about, because we always guess what they're about. So it'll be really awesome. Woo.
We're not entirely sure if they're in Spanish or English, so we're going to find out. If not, there's subtitles, so it doesn't matter. Yeah, I mean, I'm really intrigued to see what the girls think of their own stuff.
Yeah, first one's
awesome.
Sick. So
Yes.
should we dive in?
Yeah.
The warning of 837. Wow, they've gone up. Holy moly. 837k subbies. Get them up, please. 2kg subs with Dad, and 2 minutes 39 each kind of video length. Can't wait for this.
2 minutes 39, not very long.
Headphones on.
Play the tape.
Enjoy.
Sick! That was the first single that we released in 2024 of this album.
Sick was one of those songs that really pushed the direction of like
Of the whole album.
album.
For sure.
We wrote this song in 2022. We were just finishing a fall tour.
We were
exhausted.
tired. We
Exhausted.
honestly didn't want to do
If we're
this writing
honest.
session. We didn't want to
We were
work
so
that day.
tired.
It was our first time working with Anton DeLost, which became our producer for the whole album. And he wasn't answering his door. And we were like...
We were about to leave.
We were about to
like,
leave.
if he
We were
doesn't
giving
answer in the
up.
next 5
We
minutes,
we were so tired. And I'm honestly so glad we didn't, because
We
you know
stayed.
we ended up working on the whole album with him. It was just such an amazing songwriting session. We had instant chemistry with Anton, and we loved how Sick turned out. So
I feel like it really marked the direction that we were going to take this whole album in. We were exploring things, like different things sonically, and I feel like it opened up a door to really talk about what was happening to us at the time. I mean, Sick is a song about fearing that you missed out on something. In this case, it's missing out on life.
yeah,
And having like that space to make mistakes and just be human. And it's about like wanting to make those mistakes and wanting to feel human and just living life until it makes you feel sick. Sick, like the title actually came out because
this is so funny.
Anton, being the millennial that he is, kept saying sick.
he says
All the
sick
time, like,
all
oh,
the
that's
time.
so sick. That's so sick. So that's how the tagline came to be. Sick was so hard for me to learn. We had very little time to learn the songs, and since
You're
we were
right.
writing them in like remote writing sessions, it's not like I had my drum set and I was playing in these demos, so I had to go back and listen to the song like for like 3 times and just record it, and like trying not to mess up the drum patterns because they were like really tight with what you were doing in the bass. And for this album, like the recording process was so different. The first thing that we would record were guitars, then it was bass,
And at the end,
then it was vocals, and then it was drums. So I could not just like change
That's in the order.
stuff if I like wanted to. Like with fills and stuff like that, I had like so much liberty. But with actual like kick drum patterns, it was like they're tied to the bass. So I could not just like wiggle my way out of it. Like I had to actually learn it, and I was so stressed out. But it's a good song. Like it's just so much fun to play
It's very
live.
fun.
It's impactful for sure.
Woo!
He's an exceptional.
Awesome. Yay! That's really interesting, actually. Love that. That's the first one.
Really interesting.
Woo!
It's like Danny was trying to get a word in edgeways. Ali was
Yeah, that was very very informative
Yeah.
as well. Brilliant speaking, and it's English. Ooh.
There's not a hint of a
Awesome.
Spanish accent, is there?
No, they speak beautifully.
They sound like what would you say? Small Americans, little Americans, young
Yeah,
Americans.
kind of. Yeah.
Awesome. That's interesting. Really interesting.
Yeah, it is.
I wondered if someone was a millennial and went sick. That's sick. That's sick.
Sick,
That's sick.
sick,
That, yeah, 'cause
sick,
I've heard
yeah.
that a lot.
Yeah.
Love that.
Awesome.
And I love the way that because a lot of bands put the drums first on albums.
Yeah.
Drums,
So that's
drums-
quite interesting that Powell did it at the end.
Yeah. Because Portnoy's always in the studio, drums down, out. And then the rest of the band are doing it like bit by bit by bit. So to do the drums last, that must have been quite hard for Powell. Love it.
Woo! More's
Yeah.
next.
Yeah. What's next?
More.
More next. More.
Oh my god! So this was the first
yeah.
official single of this new era.
Yes.
Right?
It's already a
year ago.
That was a year ago.
I remember when we released it, we were super nervous.
Yes.
Because out of the whole album, this is like kind of like the poppiest one.
Yeah.
And all of it.
It lives in that
And
pocket of very...
Of like pop rock-ish.
It's very dancey.
It is dancey. It's really funky.
It
Like
is funky.
the patterns that I'm playing on the drums,
Yeah.
funk. It's funk.
I like the bass.
Ooh,
All
the bridge.
the harmonies that we're doing, very funk related as well, like very disco-y 70s.
For sure.
So we were scared of how people were gonna react to it. I feel like it had a good reaction.
Yeah.
People took it like it's very different from what we usually released. So I feel like people were kind of like, do I like it? Do I not? But now.
But
people
when we
like
play it live,
I
actually,
love playing that song live.
it is such a
It's
hard-hitting
so
song.
fun. Yeah.
It
And
is.
there are various. Now that like a year has passed, we play it live. And it starts, and people go absolutely insane.
Yeah.
We wrote more with Anton DeLoss and Nico Rubio. It was one of those times. I feel like it's the only time where we've had another songwriter in the room who can also speak Spanish.
Yep.
It was
So that was so different for us. It was really fun. And more is about wanting more in life and just like looking for that constantly. And I play the cowbell on this song.
That's true.
And actually, it is one of the hardest parts in like the whole album. I struggle so much to like actually like be
I
in
can
the
see
pocket.
your face.
Oh,
Of
like,
concentrating playing that live.
Get it right, get it right.
I'm
Also-
usually just staring at the cowbell.
That was like, I think that was the first song I recorded on the bass. And it was so different because Anton loves like doing slides and bends and stuff like that.
Anton and his slides.
And because Danny recorded like guitars first, I had to match every slide and bending Danny did perfectly. And it was so hard.
I remember I was in that booth for like 2 hours recording the backing vocals for this because there's just so many layers.
Yeah.
But honestly,
It turned out
good.
great. I love
They're
them.
really
Yeah.
good
I love
harmonies
it.
on this song. I
I
love
love
them.
Yeah.
Awesome.
My favourite.
Ooh.
My favourite that is. More.
Yeah, brilliant.
Love
Always
it.
definitely other favourites. And Shark.
Shark's good.
Love Sharks.
Yeah.
So I'm really intrigued about Sharks, what they're going to talk about that. Because I was wondering if it is Sharks in the industry or Sharks in general. That would be really interesting. But more, yeah, that's great. Love that. Woo! Satisfied.
What do we have now?
Satisfied.
Satisfied.
Ready?
Tell me, are you satisfied?
Okay, so this song, also a Zoom song, Zoom writing session. We wrote it with Holy Wars. They're amazing. They're amazing.
I love
We
them
met
so
them
much.
to Zoom, and we wrote this song. Kat was top laning with us,
She was
and we
so
just
open.
connected
Yeah.
so quickly. Like we were on the same page. We explained the topic a little bit, which is basically satisfied. It's about never being enough for somebody. Like you always have to give and give and give, and this person or this entity, I don't know, whatever you want it to be, just like it's not enough. Like you are always lacking in everything, no matter what you do. So we were all like, we were sharing stories and experiences, and we connected instantly. For me, it feels really nostalgic, because we started playing because of the video game, the Rock Band, and this is a song I feel like I would hear in the Rock Band. Like
Yeah,
I would have
for
played
sure.
it when I was
Like
young.
for me, it sounds like the perfect B-side. I don't know how to explain
Yeah.
it. Like it just sounds like it doesn't. I don't know. I just love the vibe.
Yes,
Makes
songs
total
are
it's
sense.
so
Yeah.
good. It's so
And I
much
can
fun.
see the screen, you know?
Yeah,
I can see.
you do a bending
Yeah.
after the solo, then wee,
That is
and then I
literally
see the
like-
I can see the screen.
And
the
the
Rock
little
Band
like
screen.
whammy bar that
Yeah.
the guitar has. Oh wow.
This
For sure.
song is actually pretty complicated to play. I have to cross my arms with what I'm playing, and sometimes I hit myself because I don't calculate like how high my stick is going. But the pattern that Ali's playing on the bass and the pattern I'm playing on the drums, it's exactly the same, literally throughout the whole
So when we
song.
don't play correctly on time,
And
it
when we're
sounds
not
so bad.
grooving, it sounds
So bad.
pretty bad.
It's a hit or miss.
But
like-
we're
working
rehearsing
on
it
that.
right now. We're
Exactly.
putting in the work, and it's very satisfying, ha ha ha, when like we do the breaks correctly.
Yeah, like all the
Also,
stops and everything.
the harmonies on that chorus
Oh,
are
Those
the
still
best
2000s.
harmonies on the whole album.
Yes.
Like they're
I
just
love
so
it.
good, because it's a very like it's a separate melody basically. Like it's not
It's
your
the whole
typical
chorus on, like-
it's not the fifth or like the third. Like
Exactly.
they're
It's a moving
di-
melody.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
exactly.
yeah, for
And it just pushes that chorus to a whole new level.
Of course.
I love it.
Woo! Awesome.
House very enthusiastic.
Yeah, I love how enthusiastic she is. It's adorable.
Then he's
Sweet,
like, oh, I'll just
unbelievable.
do all this.
Oh, It's great. Love it. Ooh.
6 feet deep.
Woo. 58 seconds. Oh my god. Back in.
So 6 Feet Deep is the focus track. 6 Feet Deep was one of the last songs that we wrote on the album. We wrote it with Dan Lancaster and Anton the Lost. We wrote it in Monterrey, which was very fun. It's our hometown. It's a song about dealing with somebody who has a God complex. And just like venting about how frustrating it can be to push like those type of people off of their pedestal and kind of like ground them in reality for a second.
It was such a fun song too.
It was
because at one point we were like writing lyrics and like that's so mean, but like that's what needs to be said.
Yeah, we were just letting it out for sure.
For sure. And I feel like vocally this is one of the songs where I kind of like was pushed into a different direction in a good way. It was kind of like a challenge because I usually in our music we just kind of like let it all out and like
just
scream,
belt it out
and here it
with
was just kind of like sweet and whispery, and then in the chorus it
there's a
kinda
range.
there's a range. I had to use my falsetto too in the pre. Apologize.
Woo! Oh wowza, that's really interesting actually because Danny's really pushing her vocal ability with that song, Amazeballs.
I like the way that it's the same, a very similar guitar sound all the way through the whole album because it keeps it consistent. And it's that sort of fuzz guitar style.
Yeah, it's brilliant.
Brilliant. Back in.
Apologize.
Apologize.
We're so in sync.
I know.
Yeah,
It's because that's how it goes.
Okay, Apologize was probably the first song that was written on this album, technically. I wrote the pre-chorus to the song in like 2016, so I was like 14. I had that little snippet of the song, and I was just not able to use it at any time like in the past. I want to do the math, 8 years.
That's insane.
Oh, that's insane.
I don't like that
insane.
number. I don't like that number. But then I started writing. This song used to be called Hunger. So I
still
started
call it
writing
Yeah, me
Hunger, and I had that pre-chorus, and then we started writing Apologize. Like the three of us together, and then Anton was involved. And it's one of those few songs that really started out with like me on the piano, and then it evolved into what it was. I feel like
Very
such few songs.
The Warning.
OG The Warning, kind of.
Songwriting
I honestly
process.
loved how this song turned out. I feel like it takes you on a journey. Like the whole song is just like the drop is just so unexpected, and I really love how like the song turned
used
out
to
from
be
like
so
what it
different.
was. It used to be so different. I love how it turned out because I would have never imagined it turning out that way, and I honestly
Used to
just
be kind
love
of
the song.
bad.
Yeah.
Even the ending, we totally winged that out.
Yeah, like in the studio. Yeah.
Like,
At the very
that
last,
was-
like also the chorus. We didn't have a chorus.
You're right.
I remember
we
all
it was
gave up on
verse.
this song. I
It was
remember
yeah.
this.
We all
like
left
in the
it.
studio, like even Anton, we were just like so stressed because we weren't finding
chorus.
we
The
couldn't find
riff sucked. The riff was
yeah.
mine. I'm a drummer, so it was not the best.
And
riff in
we
the
all
world.
kind of gave up on it. Like we were just like so stressed. We couldn't find the right riff, the right like sound, and it just at the end like
And now I love it.
it all just came together.
It is.
I love it.
We released like the little snippets, and it's the song that fans are most looking forward to.
Yeah.
And
They were
I love
captivated
that.
by it, yeah.
And I get to scream on the song. I get to passionately scream, apologize.
I get to hear
over
you
and over
live
again.
in my
Oh.
ears.
Oh yeah, that's better.
And I have to say this because, I mean, I had to learn how to play the whole song with a slide on my finger because that riff in the chorus has the slide. I've never played with a slide
Really?
before.
I did not know that.
So I had to learn how to do it in the studio and then for the live.
You have to
versions.
practice it for the live
Like,
versions because it's not
I
a big
have
fun.
never done that before, and it's like challenge accepted.
You ate.
for sure.
I didn't know you hadn't done that before.
Never.
Congrats.
Wow.
Thank you.
Ooh, that's impressive, Danny. Wowza.
See what
I
you're
wasn't
ma-
expecting
Very
that.
impressive.
Brilliant.
But then they
Oh
are.
my god,
aren't they?
yeah,
Start
they're
to finish.
literally evolving each album. It's just beautiful to see.
Yeah, yeah.
Escapism.
Escapism.
Ooh.
Which is what we might do in a minute.
Run away.
I'm looking there again. Sorry.
Oh, brilliant. Ooh, awesome. Back in.
Escapism. I love that we've said this about a couple of songs, but I feel like it's the first song we wrote for this album.
This was our second ever co-write.
Yeah.
Through Zoom.
It was through Zoom.
But you know what? Yeah, this song was a COVID baby. Like
Yeah.
literally, it's like a Zoom
It
session
was in 2021.
in our basement, kind of like let's write something.
Yeah,
It was
we
like
wrote
our
it with
second
Boone,
songwriting.
and he was
Songwriting.
amazing to work with. We were still getting used to like writing with other people, and since it was through Zoom, Boone was like doing the track, and we were top lining.
Yeah.
And I had never heard the term top line before. It was like, you can top line. And I was like, what does
is
that
that?
mean? Please explain yourself. But it was just so much fun. The topic is not that fun. Escapism is about trying to escape your reality and just being in your head the whole time, like daydreaming the whole time. I call it the Halloween song because it has a Halloweeny vibe.
Yeah, it does.
Like
the
that
riff.
riff. Doo-doo-dee-doo. Does that not sound like Halloween to
It does
you?
sound.
It does.
It does.
But the song changed a lot.
Yeah,
Like
it did.
when the drum pattern changed into the I feel like that's when it hit me. Like, oh my god, like I'm gonna be able to dance to the song and like violently headbang to it as well. It was just a very nice mix.
And on
of
the
those two
vocals, it's
things.
like very low. I feel like super
I feel like it's our lowest chorus.
as
It
well.
is.
I think we've never done
Oh,
a
we were
chorus that
worried
does
about
not go
that.
up.
We
and
were
then
really
just
worried
kinda-
about that.
But we
and
made a point of it when we were
Yeah,
writing
yeah.
the song. We were like, we
Like-
don't want to do a typical chorus where
Yeah.
you just spelled it out. We want to do something
And
different.
we made it work. The three of us singing that part. It's like gang vocals. So
When we were recording the gang vocals for that, oh my god. So the studio where we recorded vocals, guitars, and basses in. I don't know how to explain this because it's in a mall. The studio is in a mall. Okay, so imagine that somebody has like a store
yeah,
and
it's like a local. Yeah.
and there's just a studio in there, but you have stores and restaurants right next to you. There was a dance studio literally
Yeah,
right
yeah.
across.
But
So, like,
we
the
didn't
doors.
like Anton didn't want to record in the soundproof room. He
So we
wanted,
did it like
a
in
bigger.
the lobby,
in, like,
let's
the
say.
lobby.
But the doors are made of glass, so everyone can hear things outside. So
You
we
could
were
hear
just
everything from the other
screaming the chorus for like a good 20 minutes,
That
and you
was
would see
funny.
people just passing by like, what's going on?
we closed the curtains.
Yeah.
So we did.
Yeah, and we were trying to like not get the children screaming into the mic because ballet classes are hectic.
Yeah.
Yeah. But Escapism was one of my favorite songs to record.
Yeah.
Because when you do get those drum patterns, like with the bass, when I was tight
It's so
and grooving,
So good.
I felt like a complete like machine. I felt so powerful when things did go. Now, playing that live,
It's gonna
I
be
feel like it's
interesting.
either gonna be like the most impactful thing that we've ever played.
Or the most like
Hey,
underwhelming.
Or like,
Honestly,
it's gonna be the most impactful.
Hey, it went pretty well.
Manifesting.
Yeah.
Rehearsal, so
Yes.
I
dig
have
it.
high hopes for it.
Woo! Awesome. Yeah, that's really interesting. Again, that they filmed or in a studio in a mall. Wowza! I didn't expect that. So that's really interesting. Careful, Dad, the lead. You're on the
No,
lead.
Lee's fine.
No, you're
Oh, right.
touching
Yeah.
the lead. Careful. This is intro.
Intro.
Ooh. Yeah, this is not in order.
No.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, we're the warning. I'm Danny.
I'm Pau.
I'm Ale.
And today we want to talk to you a little bit about our newest album, Keep Me Fed. But before we go into the songs, we want to talk to you a little bit about the album.
Yeah, so Keep Me Fed is our fourth album, and it kind of encompasses what we were living while we were writing this album. We were on tour, it was a very chaotic time. The title kind of talks about this need that we all have today to constantly be fed with social media, entertainment all the time. We just need to be there. We can't be bored for a little second.
Overstimulated,
Yeah,
like
all the time. So it's about how we are like seeing this, but also how we participate in it. Like we also consume the same thing, but we also feed other people with our art.
Which
So
is
it's a
kind
little
of
bit
what
about
we
that.
wanted to say, like with the cover, you know,
Oh,
like
yeah.
the whole table full of things and just like excess of
Excess.
food and everything, and we just kind of like interrupting, but at the end of the day,
We're still there.
we're still at the table,
Ooh.
you know, so
Deep.
deep.
Burnout.
Burnout.
Okay.
Nice.
Awesome.
Love that. Ooh, burnout. Ooh.
Burnout.
Burnout.
Okay.
Okay.
Burnout. I feel like we've all had experiences when you're with somebody, working with somebody, like school, friendships, relationships, whatever.
Project.
Where somebody's just not pulling their weight and you feel like this person is just dragging you down all the time and you have to like constantly try to convince them to like
It's what you would
be
say.
okay.
This song's
Good.
about what you would say to that person who just
person.
like
Yeah.
writes their name at the end of a project and be like
gets the whole
and the whole
thing.
thing
Yeah.
and did like nothing.
I love that we say that as if we had a lot of team
Yeah,
projects.
I know. We did it.
I know we
As
did
if
it.
we haven't been working for like the past 10 years. But it's just about venting. Like it was just such. At one point of the song, we were doing the bridge, and we were like, "How mean can we be?" Like we wanted to be mean, but not too mean. Like how do you find that middle ground?
I feel like Anton was kind of like
And
when
he was
we
like,
were
"Do you-
writing
like, do you-
that.
like
he was
where do you have so much material? Like where are you getting this inspiration from?
yeah,
We wrote this
just,
song with
split
Anton
it
the
out.
Lost and
Sam
Hollander, which was very different because Anton was in the room. He was in Monterrey with us in pre-pro, and Sam was on Zoom.
But yeah, it was one of those songs that immediately after we wrote it, we all loved it. Like we all loved the song.
When you walk out of a
immediately.
room saying like that's a hit, that's a good
like,
song. That's
Like
a good
sometimes
feeling.
you walk out of a songwriting session, you're like, it could use some work and it'll get there. But like this song, we just wrote it and we
literally
all
didn't change a
loved
thing.
it. Like we didn't change anything
A
from
thing.
like that writing session. And
We just
went,
recorded
like,
it.
We all loved it. We all like were listening to it the whole day afterwards.
Yeah,
so
I loved it so much. It's so much fun.
Yeah, and
It's like
shout
a
out-
movie soundtrack type of thing.
Yeah,
Like,
it's-
that's how
it
I see
is.
it. Like
Yeah.
a teenage coming of age movie.
Yeah, like the intro.
Yeah. Yeah, somebody's burning their car.
especially with
that's
the
in the background. Yeah. The bridge. It's just so much fun. I love it.
Woo! Awesome. Consume. Wow, they got some banging songs. Love
Song
it.
9.
I don't know if it's 9 on the album, but 9 in the playlist. Yeah.
Sorry, I'm calling them songs. Well, they are songs. Discussion.
Yes, keep me fed. Woo! I mean, it's consume.
Keep Me Fed, the title, comes from the song Consume.
find the lyric.
Oh my god, actually, we curse on the song, which
know.
was like, wait, I just want to say something. My mom was so disappointed.
so disappointed.
You have no
like
idea.
my father was disappointing as well. But like
That he embraced it.
yeah,
Yeah, he was like, no,
he
it's a
accepted
phrase.
it. He was
Okay.
like, you know what? If you like take out the word, it's not as
Impactful.
strong. We're like, yes,
Exactly.
But my mom every day,
Very
she's trying to
disappointed.
change the lyric. Like, why don't you say greedy little sucker or like trucker? You can find something else. And I'm like, Mom, you will have to live with this. I am so
Yeah.
sorry.
Yeah.
But okay, consume is about participating in a cycle of overconsumption and complaining about the system and like this cycle that you live in, but you also feed it. Like you're also there doing the same things that you're complaining about. But we wrote this song in Canada. We were on tour with 3 Days Grace. Ale, you were sick. You had a fever. You had the
Oh.
stomach flu.
I felt like I was dying.
I remember
so
you knocked on
I
my
was out there.
hotel door. I was like, Danny, you want to write with me?
yeah.
And
I
there
could
was a
hear them.
hockey team
I could hear them scream
running
from
through
other
through the halls and making so much noise, and I was like, you know what, screw it, I'm also gonna be making noise. I will be writing a song. So Danny and I sat with my little MIDI keyboard,
You were totally
which I was
right.
dragging around Canada for a whole month, and I was like, I need to use it. Like, I'm gonna force myself to use it, and I used it that day. And we started writing Consume.
It has also like the weirdest solo I've ever
Yes.
played, but I love it.
Consume is a song that makes me dance, but makes me question, like, myself. Like, what am I doing? Like, oh my god.
It's like an
Like, this is-
existential dance.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, this is so
Existential
real,
crisis.
but I'm dancing. When we play it live, I have a feeling it's such a jumpable song. I hope that people will jump to it.
Woo!
Flu
Awesome.
and COVID-19.
Not the flu or COVID-19. Oh, damn it. How You Call a Dream? No, that's another banger. These songs are banging, like every single one. Love it, love it.
What is that advert? Honestly.
I know, it's crazy. Oh, we're nearly there. Da-da-da-da. Ready. You want to say anything, Dad? Or just want to just go all the way
Just
through?
Completely transfixed by these wonderful women. Just
I
incredible.
know
So
it,
intelligent,
Yeah, love it.
engaging, friendly. Just really interesting to listen to.
Yeah, brilliant. Ooh,
Yeah.
back in.
Hell You Call a Dream.
Used to be Belly of the Beast.
Oh my god. In the belly of the beast.
That's true. That's true.
I'm
I'm
so
so
okay.
glad we changed it.
So,
anyway.
Hell You Call It Dream. It was the last song we wrote in our LA writing trip. Which by the end of that writing trip, we were
fried.
exhausted. Exhausted.
Fried.
We had no more ideas. We were
My dad would tell us, like, you have no idea how much it hurts me to pick you up after every day and seeing like the life drained out of you. Like, you look so tired. And we were. And we wrote it with Dan Lancaster and Curtis Peoples. Okay, so we met Dan when we were touring with 𝑻𝑗𝑠, Dan plays keyboards for 𝑻𝑗𝑠 right now on tour.
Yeah.
And he was like, we should ride together. And we were like, people say that just to like strike up conversation. But he was actually like booking it with us.
He was
and we were
serious.
like,
We were like, oh,
okay. So
for sure.
we went with him to the studio and we wrote that song. And we were talking about that push and pull of like how grateful and thankful we were for everything that we were doing, all the opportunities that we were getting, how much we were growing, and how much work that like we had. That's
great.
It was such an amazing thing. But also how incredibly exhausting it was and how tired we were and the lack of space that we had within our jobs to speak about it, to like actually process that tiredness. Because touring is amazing. That time you're on stage, connecting with people and sharing your music, amazing. Yes. I live for it. It's fantastic. But when you're off of that stage and you're sharing a bus with 15 people,
there's no
sharing
shower.
showers with 15 people, you only eat sandwiches for breakfast, lunch, and dinner for 2 months. You're tired. It's not glamorous.
Your body's telling you like, please stop.
And you're so exhausted. Like your body does not work. You're not sleeping well. You're not eating well. And when you talk about it, people are like, "You're so ungrateful. I would die for that." And it's like we're dying for it.
Yes.
Like we're
we
putting
love
in
it.
that work.
We love it.
But it just opened up the space for us to like talk about like sometimes the things that you love and you work so hard for can also like affect you emotionally and like could like make you tired.
Which is part of life. I feel like you can find that pocket like
within a lot of different areas.
So we wanted to write about that.
Venting about that, and it's a very like epic song. Dan, I don't know how he does it. He's so meticulous with his writing, but he was like, I want to make something that like you can sing in a stadium, like you can chant. And now when we play it live, that is the song like I can see people crying to. Yes. Like that is the like
it's a very dramatic
emotional culmination of the whole show.
And we love it because especially when you feel like that, you know,
and having that space to like just
like listen to the song and feel it out, you know.
Yeah,
I love that.
Woo!
3 actions in
amazing.
1.
Oh, I love it.
Awesome.
Yeah, this is amazing.
Don't
I
overdo it,
absolutely love
ladies.
Automatic Sun. Woo!
On toothpaste. Try Sensodyne.
Work-life balance, very important.
Yeah, definitely.
Automatic Sun.
That's
Yeah.
another banger. Woo!
Automatic Sun. Okay, Automatic Sun. It's the last song we wrote for the album.
And it's the last song
It's the last
On
song.
the episode, rightfully so. We had no idea what we wanted to talk about, but we had the riff.
Yes.
And we had the melodies for the whole song. We just didn't have lyrics.
What do
We wrote the lyrics like different sets of lyrics like 5 times.
Yes, we did the verses like 5 times.
And we moved them around.
And I don't know why, but we were looking for a tagline.
We were looking for like a
to just
one-liner
repeat
chorus.
it. Automatic Sun is about missing somebody and the warmth that they give you, and like this gravitational pull that they have. They're just an automatic sun.
Literally.
We had the phrase automatic sun before we had the meaning of the song, so everything was just built around what each of us were perceiving automatic sun as.
Once we found that, it was very like easy to go down.
Yeah, it just flowed.
Yeah.
The drums for this song are my favorite of the whole album. They're so good.
This is one of my favorite songs. This is such a fun song to play live. It's
great.
So
When
fun.
we do the pauses correctly, when I do the when the fills flow like butter, Jesus Christ.
we just look at each other and we're like, "Ooh."
like you feel it.
And you know, I vividly remember being in the studio and just listening back to it once we kind of like finished the demo, it hitting that outro, and we all just look at each other kind of like,
Holy hell.
Yeah, man.
Like we did it. We
Yeah,
did it.
man.
This is the perfect closing to the album.
And it's I think one of my favorite bridges as well.
It is definitely like a very interactive song as well. So playing it live, hopefully it just keeps being better and better and better because it is my absolute favorite to play.
Woo!
Okay. ¿Qué más quiere?
Awesome. Oh yeah, ¿Qué más
¿Qué más
quiere?
quiere?
Woo!
Okay. ¿Qué más quieres is the
Yes.
Spanish record on this album.
Yeah.
It's always very exciting to write songs in Spanish. We are Mexican. We were born and raised in Mexico. We still live in Mexico. You see us speaking English right now, but we usually, all the time, we just speak in Spanish.
correct.
But funny enough, we don't write that much in Spanish. It's really hard to write songs in Spanish, fun fact.
And we're very picky with it. Like
Yeah,
once
very.
we want to have a good
Spanish is just a very complicated language. I'm gonna say it like we just have so many words for
everything.
so many things, and they're really long words.
Yeah.
But like my favorite songs ever are in Spanish because
when
it's
it's
just
done
such a
like
wonderful
really
language.
well, it's just
So we try to make a point of like having at least one Spanish song on each album. And for this song, ¿Qué más quieres? We originally had the song and it was in English, but we were like
listening to it. We're like, this sounds like a track in
Spanish.
Spanish.
Yeah.
It just sounds.
And so we
changed it.
rewrote the whole lyrics. We
But,
changed
like,
the topic.
The week we had to record it.
Not even a week. The day.
The day.
so mad.
The day.
We wrote the whole.
We just pushed it out of the way for so long because writing in Spanish is hard.
But it turned out great.
My mom helped us write the
Yes.
lyrics. Fun fact.
Yes.
She's great.
Shout out to Mom.
She's not a musician, but she pulls through
When
it comes
with
to
the
lyrics,
Spanish
yeah,
lyrics.
yeah,
She
yeah.
does.
So good.
¿Qué más quieres? Is basically based off on the TikTok phrase "gaslight, gatekeep, girl boss." It's about manipulating somebody, basically.
It's a really fun song.
Some
It's
people
so
have been
fun.
like, "How do I relate to this? Like, are you trying to
no.
manipulate me?" I'm like,
It's
not
just
that
fun.
deep.
It's
It's
just
just
a
a
silly
fun little song.
Yeah.
And when we played it for the first time, it was in Mexico City.
Yeah.
And to hear such a large crowd just shout back like "Dime, ¿qué más quieres?" was incredible. And we just went on tour in Europe and being like in, I don't know, the Czech Republic or Germany and having people scream that back at you in your native language. It's just amazing. We're very it's one of my favorite songs on this
For sure. And also, go check out the music video if you haven't. It's a very fun music video.
I directed it.
Pal's
I was
debut as a director.
co-directing it. It was so much fun.
Yes.
And usually when we're writing, I have Pinterest boards for everything. I write with like a lot of
Visuals
visual
in mind. Yeah.
things paired with it. So for this song, to have the music video with what I imagined since the very beginning was just like a very big dream come true.
Magical.
Yeah.
This is called a Shashibo cube.
Last one, sharks. Oh, wowzer. Maze balls.
Wow.
Oh, that
Last-
is amazing to
last
found
little chat.
Pal co-directing.
And I
Holy
didn't
moly.
know that Dashy was going to do the whole thing. I thought it was going to be like 5 and then come back another week.
No, I
but
said
no, all of them.
do the whole thing. 2 minutes 5. Woo, sharks.
Back
Last
in.
one.
Last one. Sharks.
Sharks sounds like sharks. That's
So,
why
okay.
it's named like
Sharks came to be because it's also one of those songs that I started out by myself.
Yeah.
I was using like a little MIDI keyboard and I was doing a demo. I had a drum loop that I made, and I had a bass synth. And I was just beep boom, beep boop, boop, beep boop, beep boom, and like for me that sounded like Sharks.
Yeah.
So Sharks is about being judged all the time and being damned if you do or damned if you don't. So it's like the tagline is "Don't bleed." So basically, it's like they're telling you you can't bleed, but they're biting you. They're sharks, so you are gonna bleed. But it's like you can't ask this of me if you're biting me.
and if you bleed,
So
like
deep.
you make mistakes, they'll find you.
It's a very angry song.
It is.
Oh, I sing on this song. Oh my
You
god.
do?
Yes, I sing
You do.
the verses on the song. Technically, I was gonna sing the whole song. And then we were touring this whole time while we were recording this. And I was feeling so tired after every show because I sing every single backing vocal. Ale sings some as well, but I sing most of them. And I was not like keeping up anymore because I had to sing like my lead vocal songs, then all the backing vocals. And I was like,
no
enough.
more.
On this album, I'm not gonna sing lead, but I have the verses, and rhythmically, the lead guitar and the bass are really
Super
hard to play
complicated, yeah.
and sing like the melody that is on there. So I was the only one who could like technically sing it while playing at the same time.
Good thing that we had 3 singers.
Yeah,
Yay for
we
that.
could just switch around.
Yay for
And
that.
honestly, like
Take
this song,
turns.
I feel like I can speak for the both of us, or maybe even the 3 of us. Being on time.
So hard.
This song is so hard. It's
hard.
I feel like
This
this
is
is
musically
kinda
challenging
slow.
for sure.
yeah, this is my most challenging song to play
Really?
correctly. Like,
It's one of my favorites on
it's
the
one of my
album.
favorite songs. It's
Like I
so
can't
good.
wait
It's
to
so
play
heavy.
festivals, like heavy rock metal festivals,
Yeah.
and play that
Like-
because they're gonna see 3 chicks go on stage
And you're gonna scream.
and then open the pit.
Brilliant. Woo, amazing. Oh, I love these girls. They're amazing.
That was it, yeah.
Yeah,
That was it.
that's it.
Wow. And that's the heaviest song, isn't it, Sharks?
Yeah, I love Sharks.
Yeah.
It's one of my favourites.
Awesome. Well done, ladies.
Ooh,
That was
and
really
that's really
interesting.
well explained as well.
That was very, very interesting.
Yes.
But we've taken enough of your time, so we're going to go.
Yeah, don't
So,
forget to
click comment,
check
enjoy
out
Fun
the
Friday,
playlist.
and please
Reactions. Woo! And don't forget to please.
get there in the end. Like, I'm pointing again. Comment and subscribe.
I will see you on the next one.
See you on the
Take
next
care,
one. Cheers,
everyone.
everybody.
Good
Keep me
night.
fed.
Woo!
Track by track with the warning.
Woo! The morning. Track by track. Keep me fed. Yay!